All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Metal Meets the Militia.
This episode. Because last week we did a live episode, so which isn't on SoundCloud, but this week will be. And we are happy to have a special guest here. We got former fight bassist and tattoo artist JJ Brown on the show. So, how you doing, JJ?
Doing real good, just hanging out here at the shop freezing.
So, three Ohio guys. So this should be a good one. Really looking forward to this.
So we'll start out with the origin of fight. So we know that Halford was kicked out of Judas Priest, and
he quit.
he quit.
Yeah,
Okay,
he wasn't kicked out.
all right, my fault. I was using that rock star fucking.
Okay, so should I jump in now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Go
There
ahead.
we go.
Okay. So when I met Rob, I was out in Phoenix with my band Cyanide,
Mhm.
and I was working at a shop out there, and Rob was living in Phoenix, and he was getting all of his work at the shop I worked at, and he seen my work, he liked my work, and so I started doing a bunch of his tattoos. Well, we became friends, and he would come and check out my band, and he was actually helping me put like a promo thing together for record companies.
Yeah.
When he was like, hey, I want to do like this side project aside from Judas Priest while we're on break, and I would like you and Brian to be in it because Brian was in Cyanide with me, and Rob had no intention of leaving Priest at that time, but they kind of got butthurt, and words were said, and that's why he left Priest.
Okay. All right. So you actually tattooed Rob Halford.
Yeah, I've done quite a few of his tattoos, actually.
Holy shit! Which do you know which ones?
I did the alien one holding him in the air by the head on his on one of his calves, and then I did the predator on his other calf, and then a bunch of random stuff.
Holy shit! That's fucking incredible, dude.
That's awesome.
Wow.
So, I guess when did the side project get serious? Like, when did you guys figure out that you were going to start recording things and maybe doing tours? Was that after the Judas Priest thing?
Well, I mean, we started like working on stuff right away.
Okay.
We were actually, Rob had a bunch of ideas that he recorded at his house, and we went straight into the studio in Phoenix, like polishing them up and just working on stuff. Meanwhile, all that craziness was going on with the Priest fellas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what about your other bandmates in Cyanide? Were they supportive?
I mean, what can you do? I mean, it ain't like we can say, oh no, we don't want to go join a band with Rob Halford. It's
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think my old singer, he's still out in Phoenix, but I think the rest of the guys came back to Ohio because we were all from Ohio,
Yeah.
but we all moved out there to Phoenix because we heard the music scene was good out there.
Yeah.
Right on.
Wow. So yeah, I didn't know if there was any auditions or how the fight thing really happened. Because it seemed the only one on board from Priest was Scott.
Yeah.
Is because he played drums.
Yeah. No, there was no auditions. Like Rob knew right away that he wanted me and Brian to be in it, and then like right after that is when we went over and met Russ. He was living with Paul Gilbert at the time out in L.A.
Oh, okay. So, and for the listeners, Russ Parrish, who played guitar and fight, he's Satchel and Steel Panther. Very, very talented guitar player. He's
Yeah.
incredible. So
Yeah, he's insane.
um, Steel Panther's great.
Oh yeah.
They're fucking great. So
Yeah, they just let us do with the Beastie Boys tribute thing I do. We just did a couple shows with them up here. We did Detroit and we did Grand Rapids with them.
oh really?
That's
Yeah.
badass.
That's awesome. Well, that's cool that you guys are still friends and everything. So
Oh yeah.
and all those guys are nice because there's a friend of mine that I think he lives in Dayton, and he goes and sees. He'll go see Steel Panther every time they come around here, whether it's Cincinnati or Columbus or even Indianapolis or whatever. And he's hung out with the guys on the tour bus and shit, and they're all really nice guys to him. So
Yeah, all those guys are super cool. Super nice guys.
yeah, and that's good. That's what we need. They're not. They have that the Motley Crue Van Halen type sound, but they don't have that ego. So
Yes.
that's always good.
Yes, it is. But speaking of which, now I hung out with the bass player for Van Halen one night, and he was cool. I mean, he got me way too drunk. I ended up passed out in my car out in the out in the out in the parking lot.
You talking about Michael Anthony?
Yeah, I couldn't even drive home. He got me so fucked up. It was horrible.
Oh wow. Hey, that's a good story to have. So,
Oh, barely. I barely remember it. I remember sleeping in my car and like puking everywhere. It was,
Oh man.
yeah. I will never drink with that man again.
yeah, I bet. Most of those guys I think are sober now, but I mean, when you go 30 plus years of drinking every day, so, I mean, eventually got to call it quits, so.
Yes, we do.
So
How did you get into playing bass? Was that just something like you wanted to do, or
No, I
the
started
guitar?
out I started out on guitar, but
Okay.
we needed a bass player in the band that I was jamming with, so and I could jump around and be crazier playing bass because I was, a little bit easier to do.
Right. Yeah.
do you have any, like, who are your influences on bass or even guitar, I guess? I mean, either one.
Like bass, it would have to be like Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
That was my first concert back when I was, I think like on my eighth birthday maybe. My aunt took me to see Kiss at the Sports Arena here in Toledo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, changed my life.
That's awesome. See, my first concert, I was 15, and it was Judas Priest and Anthrax.
Oh, nice,
It
killer.
was it was in Cincinnati. It was the Angel Retribution tour. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
That's a good lineup.
Oh, it was great because it was because Retribution Priest, that was the first album Priest did when they reunited with Halford, and then Anthrax at the time had the Among the Living lineup. So yeah, that
Oh
was a
yeah,
killer fucking tour.
yeah. That's my favorite Anthrax album, Among the Living.
That one, Worship Music is really good, and For All Kings is really good. So they've been putting out some killer music. Out of the big four, I think they've been putting out the best stuff lately.
Here lately, yeah.
So, and that's not a jab at Metallica, Megadeth, or Slayer. I just think Anthrax their last two albums have been phenomenal. So
Well, it don't look like we're getting any more Slayer ones.
yeah, unfortunately, but I got to catch them on their tour. They came through Columbus. Would have been 2 years ago, I think. It was Slayer, Lamb of God, and Behemoth. So that was a good show.
Yeah, I took my nephew to that show.
Oh really?
Yeah,
You guys were there. You guys
Oh,
almost brushed shoulders.
I was there. Yeah, I was there.
well, look
Yeah,
at it.
I don't know how many. I've seen so many Slayer shows. It's crazy.
Yeah. There's a lot of good tours coming out right now. Like a lot. Between the Megadeth, Lamb of God, Trivium, and In Flames tour. Um, Pogue and I we're going to try to go to Indianapolis for that one. Old Priest just announced another tour. They're going to be in Youngstown. So it's going to be hard to miss that one again.
Yeah, there's a lot of killer shows coming around this year. It's insane.
Yeah. The last time I saw Priest was actually at that same venue in Youngstown. I think that was in 2017.
I was probably there with my nephew then.
We got all these shows together, man.
Never brush shoulders.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, my nephew, he's a metalhead, so I try to take him to any show that I can get him into. I'll take him.
Yeah.
Just so he can hang out, and meet all of his metalhead that he loves so much.
Right. Saw on your Instagram you had Kerry King with you and your nephew. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, me and Kerry have been friends for many, many, many years. Like I started tattooing him back in '93, maybe.
Holy shit.
And since then I had designed some of their t-shirts. I designed one of their posters. I've designed all of Kerry's guitars.
Dude.
Are you fucking kidding me? That is awesome. Holy shit.
So anytime Slayer came around, I always took my nephew. Like I believe that was his first concert when he was maybe like 7.
Oh man.
Dude. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It was
incredible. So besides Rob and Kerry, like how many of these artists have you actually tattooed or designed stuff for?
A ballpark.
Design stuff, just Kerry and the Slayer guys, I think, that I can recall. But like tattooing, I've tattooed a bunch of people in the music industry, from George Lynch to let me see, Mike Muir from Suicidal Tendencies to the Pantera guys.
Oh man.
Holy shit.
I tattooed Dime, Rex, and Phil. I'm in the Vulgar video doing the back of Phil's neck, the ATR, the Attack the Radical.
Yeah.
Holy I remember that. I've seen that. Holy fuck, that was you?
That was me back in the day.
Wow. That's incredible.
Dude, we're gonna have to come up and visit your shop.
Yeah, we're coming to Toledo.
We have some tattoos, but
That's incredible. So,
work from you for sure.
Since we're on the topic of Pantera, so you guys got to play with Pantera and fight, correct?
No.
You guys didn't tour together?
You guys didn't play together?
No. No, Rob did he did the one song with the guys, Light Comes Out of Black, but because of issues with management and label, Rob really couldn't mention that they were on it at the time. I don't know if that's been released or not, but no, we just always hung out with him, and they'd come hang out and whatnot.
Man, that's still cool.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Our eyeballs are just like so wide right now after you drop that bomb on us. That's fucking cool, man.
What bands did you guys get this is what I read online. So, you guys toured with Skid Row, Voivod, and then I read that you guys opened for Metallica once on a festival.
Yeah, that was that was like back in '94 when we were recording the second album, and we were flying out the weekends to do that tour. It was the tour that Alice in Chains couldn't do with it was with Metallica, Suicidal Tendencies, and Candlebox.
That's a unique lineup.
Yeah, it's a weird lineup, but all
It
right.
was, yeah,
Cool.
it was a really weird lineup. Especially because I mean it was us, then Suicidal, then Candlebox, then Metallica. Like, yeah, it was weird.
I guess that was kind of Candlebox's heyday, though. They
Right.
were on the radio getting plays, so.
Hey, that self-titled Candlebox album is really good though. Like it's got some fucking jams on it.
Yeah, my stepmom was a big Candlebox fan. Not so much me.
Yeah.
Because on that tour, I think Rob, Metallica covered Rapid Fire, and Rob sang vocals on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think. I don't know. Maybe. I
Love
know yeah, I know he came out and did a song with him. Maybe it was Rapid Fire. I don't know. I know I know we got up and did So Fucking What with Metallica the last night of the show. And yeah, and I got like video of that, me running around with a video camera, jumping around like an idiot. But I mean, you know, when you're invited up there, you take it.
Right.
Well, yeah.
For sure.
I mean, it's fucking Metallica. You know,
Right.
they're the biggest band in the world. So, wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, those guys were really nice, you know, when we were out with them. They were super cool.
Yeah, well, everyone needs to squash the beef and fucking stop saying that Lars is a dick. So I really
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah, you know, nobody's perfect. Everybody's a dick every once in a while.
Yeah. You catch somebody on the wrong day in the wrong mood,
Oh yeah,
and it gets
totally.
blown out. So.
Ask any of my coworkers. I'm sure they could say I'm a dick at times.
Oh, well,
I'm sure I could say the same thing about all of them too. No, just joking.
we love you for taking the time out to do this. So I mean, I'm trying so hard not to fucking fanboy over here. So,
No, it's cool. I appreciate the invite to come do the show with you guys.
Right.
so I want to talk a little bit about the First Fight album because that album, it's fucking phenomenal. I from beginning to end, I don't think there's a bad song on it. And the thing that really attracted me to Fight, I'm a big fan of like really heavy riffs.
Yeah.
And whether you had a part of that or if that was all Brian or Russ or whoever, the fucking riffs on that album they're so good.
The riffs on Immortal Sin, my favorite. Oh man, just so heavy.
Well, I just think that was a thing where it was just the chemistry of us together, and then when Russ left and we took on Mark, it was just a different chemistry, and Brian had a little bit more to do with the writing on that one, and it was just just a whole different flavor versus the first album.
Yeah.
And I like the second album. A lot of people shit on it, but if you're a metalhead and you straight up play the song Human Crate and you can't headbang to it, you're fucking deaf. You're not hearing it because that's a badass song. There's some great songs on that album. I mean, I'm Alive, Legacy of Hate, the title track. There's some good songs on that album. So
yeah, I mean, I like both of them. Like for me, it was just a different style. Both of them, and I just think it was different people doing different things.
Yeah.
I think that's okay too. I think a lot of fans try to pigeonhole their favorite bands into a corner. They just want them to sound like one thing, and they don't want anything else. They want them to not change the recipe. But I know that you as artists, you need to be able to grow and move around. What would you say to that? Is that pretty accurate?
I think any artist wants to make music for themselves,
Mhm.
and I mean, if people dig it, well, cool. But I mean, if not, as long as you're happy with the music you're doing, I guess for me that's all that matters. If people enjoy it, cool. I mean, if not, I make all kinds of music at home by myself, uh, and it's for me.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you're the bass player in Fight, and you do stuff for a Beastie Boys cover band. I mean,
Right.
so I
And
mean, that just shows that you're all over the place. You're not one dimensional.
no, and now a couple of the same members we're getting ready to do an actual a white a white zombie tribute just for fun, just to do it.
Oh man.
Oh, that'd be cool. I love me some. That's actually funny because later on we'll get into our top 5 albums, and my top 5 is actually White Zombie. So,
Nice.
Devil's Music Volume 1. That's an incredible album from beginning to end. I can listen to that. I can listen to that thing on repeat for 4 days, and I would not be tired of it. That's a phenomenal album.
I've been listening to it on repeat for days because I'm trying to learn all of it. So
Yeah, which is understandable.
yeah.
Oh, that'd be. I mean, are you guys just going to be playing up in Toledo or?
We don't know. We're actually just doing like one small show at like this tiny hole in a wall here in Toledo, just to do it and just to see how it goes. But I mean, you just never know. We just do it for fun.
Yeah.
Same thing with like the Beastie Boys thing. We do it for fun. We love the Beastie Boys, so we we do that, and then now we're doing this White Zombie thing because it's also a fun group, with killer music.
When is that show? If you don't mind me asking, do you know? Do you have a
It's
date set for that?
it is May 30th at Papa's Tavern on the east side of Toledo there.
Okay. Papa's Tavern. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, the most smallest hole in the wall you could think of. We got to extend the stage to play there.
Oh
Oh
man.
wow. Well, I'm not gonna lie. If we can fit it in our schedule, me and Pogue will try to get up there.
Right on.
See
Yeah,
you
it's only a
guys.
couple hours. I mean,
So, I'm gonna be in Cleveland here in a little over a week. Because the Kill Switch Engage tour starts up in Cleveland, so I'll be up
Oh,
there.
awesome.
I'm a huge Kill Switch Engage fan.
and they got Howard's band Light the Torch on tour with them, so it'll be cool to see both singers on stage at once. You
Oh,
know.
awesome.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
gonna.
that's super
now.
cool.
It's gonna be fucking great. And I really don't want to go to Cleveland because I'm a diehard Cincinnati fan. So, but
Are you closer to Cincinnati then?
yeah, because from here, Cleveland is about a 3-hour drive, and Cincinnati's about an hour and 20, hour and a half.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
See, you said Springfield. I thought you were like right here in my backyard, like right next to Toledo. There's a Springfield.
Oh, really?
Oh.
So I'm like, well, I mean, you must be right down the street, but obviously you're in Southern Ohio then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're down here
Okay.
at Dayton, pretty close
Okay.
to Dayton. So yeah, that'll be a great tour, man.
For sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of shows coming.
So, the Fight tours. So, there's a video on YouTube, and I believe it was on Skid Row's self-titled album, like as a B track, where they
Delivering the goods.
delivering the goods. Was that Fight?
No, that was actually, I believe, Skid Row and Pantera tour.
Really?
That was in Phoenix, and Rob got up and sang Delivering the Goods. And actually, in the beginning of that, you can hear Bass go, "It's all right, leave him alone." And that was me in the front. I was right in front of the stage with a camera videotaping it.
Really?
And security was trying to kick me out. And I'm like, dude, like, what? Fucking leave me alone.
Man.
Wow.
But yeah, when we were out on tour with Fight, like any time that we played the Newark, New York area, Sebastian would always come down and sing with us. Always.
Really?
Like he came and sang with us at the Limelight in New York when his wife was in labor at the hospital.
Oh, wow.
And he went straight from the stage to the hospital where his wife was finishing delivering his baby, which he named after Halford, that kid.
Right.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you remember what songs he sang with you? Was it Skid Row songs or Fight or what was it?
Oh no, it was Priest tunes.
Oh, okay. Because you guys did the Mutations, the live stuff and remixes and shit. You guys did Free Will Burning.
Yeah, we did a couple Priest songs here and there on tour, and then like also we'd like throw in the Black Sabbath tune here and there, and whatever.
Wow.
I don't know if you guys ever checked out any of the stuff where Rob, when we first got together with Fight, Rob got invited to Costa Mesa to sing with Black Sabbath because Ronnie James Dio wouldn't open up for Ozzy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I remember that happening. Well, I say I remember it. I was probably like 4 years old.
Yeah.
But I read about it, but it was Ozfest 2004, and Priest was on that tour because that was when they reunited with Halford, and which that was an incredible fucking lineup. You had Black Sabbath reunited, Priest reunited, Slayer, Slipknot, Lamb of God, Hatebreed, all these fucking bands. Black Label Society, it was incredible.
Wow.
But there was one show that Ozzy got real sick, and Halford stepped in to sing, and I saw some stuff from that when he was singing NIB and all these other like classic Sabbath tunes, Paranoid and War Pigs and all this stuff, and he did it. He incredible fucking job.
Yeah, it's so crazy to see him singing like Black Sabbath tunes, like, and up there jamming with the Black Sabbath guys. It's super cool.
It's crazy to see that they're doing a 50th anniversary tour. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, I keep waiting for the Fight reunion tour. Damn it.
Yeah.
You're not the only one. If you get on Blabbermouth, there's a few people in the comment sections that want it. So
Yeah. Well, I know. I keep my fingers crossed. I'm like, come on, Rob. At least let's do a couple shows.
yeah.
Let me get Brian out of his house.
Hey, I'm all for it. I would love to see a Fight tour, another album, something. And that's everybody keeps shitting on the new Priest lineup because there's no Glenn, there's no KK, blah blah blah. You might as well call it Fight or Halford and whatever.
Right.
To me, I think it's still Priest. I think Richie is a phenomenal guitar player, and I think he's doing his justice of filling in for KK. It really sucks with Glenn's condition. Parkinson's really took a toll on him, and he can't really play no more. But I thought when Andy stepped up and played, he did well. So the Firepower tour was fucking great. And
Yeah.
the Firepower tour, the album was the best thing they've done in probably 30 years.
Yeah, it was a really good album.
I mean, if you say you love heavy metal and you don't like Judas Priest Fire album, I'm sorry, you don't like heavy metal. It's simple as that.
That's right.
Parkinson's is a motherfucker in this industry right now, man.
Yeah, it's fucking up Glenn, Ozzy. I'm sure there's more people out there that just can't play or perform or whatever.
Right. Oh yeah. I mean, getting old is rough for all of us.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just part of the gig.
But now we're gonna have did you hear about KK Downing starting his own band?
No.
It's called KK's Priest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's KK, Ripper Owens singing, and then Les Binks, who was the former Priest drummer, and then I can't remember who they got playing bass and guitar. It's a couple guys from, I think they're from a band that KK produced when he first retired. But they played a show together. It doesn't sound bad. I mean, they played some deep cuts. I mean, KK he still jams. Ripper sounds phenomenal. Les is still kicking ass on drums.
Well, that's cool.
So I mean, I'm down to see it, but it kind of seems like it's a we need a paycheck type thing. So I could be
Well,
wrong.
yeah. I mean, if you love making music, I mean, you'll keep making music.
Yeah.
You'll find a way.
So um so what would you say was your favorite tour during the fight years,
Uh,
or your most memorable tour?
well, I mean, I would have to say the Metallica just because, I mean, even though it was just the weekend shows, uh, you know, that was a huge stage, a sea of people, and it was just a good time. But, you know, uh, when we toured with Anthrax, it was cool. Uh, the Voivod guys. I mean, I think we were also with Death Angel. Like, I mean, there's a bunch of, anybody we played with, we enjoyed.
Yeah. And when you guys played with Anthrax, was that John Bush singing or Joey?
It was John Bush.
Okay. That's my favorite Anthrax singer. Nothing against Joey. I love Joey, but John Bush has just got that raw, fucking, really thrash sound. So,
Oh yeah. I mean, I like both of them.
well, I do too. But if I had to pick one, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like saying pick your least favorite Pantera album. It's really hard to do, but if I had to do it, you know, I could
What
probably
what
narrow it down.
what? I was gonna say, what would it be?
Yeah.
With me, okay. If we're choosing Pantera albums, and I'm not including the ones they did with uh, the singer before Phil, what was his name? Terry Blaze.
Oh yeah, yeah, that don't count.
Yeah. If I had to choose my least favorite, and everybody gives me shit for it,
That's
it's
why I want to hear it.
Yep.
it's Far Beyond Driven.
Boo.
What?
I'm
Oh
sorry.
my God, dude, you're smoking dynamite.
I'm sorry.
You're smoking dynamite. How dare you?
Oh man.
I
He does this to
I,
me all the
I, I
time.
like no, I like that album. But there's just some songs on there that I can skip over. So
Yeah,
that's why I say it's my least favorite, because all the other ones,
Play front to back.
yeah, I don't skip over. My all time favorite is Great Southern Trendkill. So that's just
yeah,
me.
yeah. It's like for anything, it's music. I enjoy it all. I listen to all kinds of stuff. Some of it I like more than others, but usually if it has a decent sound to it and whatnot, I'll listen to it.
Do you have a like what would your top bands be that do you have Spotify or anything like that?
No, I have Amazon Music.
Okay. I mean, what would your top bands be that you play on Amazon or whatever?
Oh man, they wouldn't be good for a metal show.
Oh,
No, it's fine.
do
We
your thing, man.
No,
I don't care.
yeah, we
uh,
like the eclectic, music palette.
like me working and at home for my dog
Hmm.
because I live alone with my dog, and so I like to try to keep her chill. We both listen to like a lot of Zero 07, Phanogram, like Portishead, more chill stuff.
Right.
But like I would say like my top bands would probably be like Faith No More, Skinny Puppy, Slayer, Pantera, and let me see a fifth one. Fight.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
I mean, those Fight albums are great. So, any listener out there that's never listened to Fight,
You're gonna
fucking do it.
Yeah, do it right now.
War of Words.
Yeah, check it out.
It's fucking incredible.
If you can find it.
It's on Spotify. So
Oh, there you go.
We got you there.
Go. Yeah.
I know you're making probably 0.2 cents off of each play from Spotify, but
You know what? This past record day, did you see that they like re-released the first Fight album on vinyl?
I did.
Really?
I did.
Really?
Yeah. I saw it on your Instagram. You posted it.
Yeah.
That was cool, man.
Yeah, I called them up. I was like, "Hey, where's my copy at, fuckers?" And they sent me 2 of them, so it was cool.
Right on. Yeah, it looks great too.
Yeah.
You know what's? I don't know if you know this, but I listen to a lot of podcasts, and Jamie Jossa, he's one of my favorite people on the fucking planet. I don't know him personally, but I love Hatebreed, and I love Jamie as a person. And he's had so many people on his show. He's up to over 500 episodes on his podcast. And
Wow.
there is so many people that talk about that Fight album. You got Jamie, Dee Snider, the singer from Queensrÿche, not Jeff Tate, the other guy, Todd Latour, I think is his name.
Really?
All
That's
these
super
people,
cool.
they talk about that Fight album and how much they love that album.
That is so cool.
Because
That's super cool.
Dee Snider, actually, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Dee Snider did a solo album where Jamie Jossa, he wrote most of the music and had Dee sing on it. And on his show, Jossa told Dee, he said, "This is your Fight album."
What?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
That's so cool.
You remember what episode that was?
I have no fucking idea.
It's one of the 500.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Whatever had Dee on there, so
Yeah.
he had him on there like 6 times. So
Yeah,
pick and choose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. I really haven't even listened to that many podcasts before, so I'm kind of new to the whole podcast thing, even though I own an iPhone.
Right. Yeah, Jamie's is called
The Jossa Show.
yeah, just the Josta Show, but he does a phenomenal job. He's got everybody on. They're talking about their favorite tours and basically what we're doing. But he's got his little things he does, like yours is, ours is. And I was telling the Hellion the other day, I was like, man, I got one. A yours is, ours is. Immortal Sin kind of sounds like We Die Young by Alice in Chains. The riff, sort of, to me.
Oh yeah, I could hear that totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to spend a 4th of July up at Jerry Cantrell's house back when we were on tour.
Man.
He came to our show when we played Seattle, and we had the next day off, which it was the 4th of July, and he invited me and Brian, and we went up to his house, and we spent the 4th of July up there, and had a big paintball war in his backyard up on the mountain in the woods. Man, I got so many fucking bruises on me and welts from getting hit with paintballs up there. It was crazy. Never played paintball since then.
Man. How about when was that? Do you remember?
That I mean, that would have been like 93. It was when they were in the studio doing the last album with Lane because we went in the studio and got to hear some of the tracks, and they were saying that Lane just kind of shows up whenever he wanted, whatever time of night to do vocal tracks.
Right.
So whatever that last Alice in Chains album was, that was with Lane.
Yeah, I can't remember which one it was.
I can't.
The three-legged dog
left.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Heaven
Whatever it
Beside
was.
You was on it. I can't remember the name of the album, but
Yeah, crazy. Crazy. Another good band. I'm glad they're back doing stuff.
and they sound great because I
Yeah.
think Will is doing a great job. The albums he's done with the band have been really good. So
Yeah.
it's another thing. I kind of get tired of people shitting on him saying, "Oh, it's not Lane, it's not Alice in Chains," but
Oh,
you really
it
don't.
sounds
People,
great.
they need to understand that without Jerry, there is no Alice in Chains.
Right. I mean,
man.
he sang half the vocals anyways.
Right.
Yeah. You take away his vocals and his riffs, and then what are you left with?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I certainly understand that Lane was an important piece to it. He's a recognizable voice. People are like, oh shit, that's Lane, yeah. But I think people, again, just try to pigeonhole a band if it's not the same recipe that they're used to.
Well, I mean, there ain't nothing you can do about it if the singer's gone. I mean, what do you expect?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
you expect an artist to quit making music because of that?
It happens a lot. I mean,
I mean, at least they got somebody that like mixed well with their original sound.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be like
Yeah.
when Jeff Hammond died, like were they just supposed to stop?
Right.
You know, and I thought Gary did a phenomenal job filling in. I mean, I love Exodus, so I felt like Gary was the right choice.
Oh yeah. Gary did an excellent job. I couldn't believe that he was doing double duty on the one tour, you know, playing with Exodus and then playing with Slayer in the same night. That was crazy.
Yeah, man.
That's insane. That wore me out just reading that.
Yeah.
Dude, it's insane. I couldn't imagine just doing the Slayer set, let alone a set before that.
Yeah, because I mean, Exodus, like their later stuff is, man, it's close to being Slayer.
Right. Yeah,
And
it's crazy.
It's Slayer with Zetro singing on it. So
Yeah.
it's incredible. So good for Gary to do it.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
His
Now
whole
that- now-
attitude.
now that's metal.
Fuck yeah. So
His whole attitude was a perfect fit. I mean, he wears the shirt, "Kill the Kardashians" on stage, and I think it was a good fit for the band Slayer. So
I agree too. He did a really good job, you know, taking over for Jeff for sure.
yeah. And I'm pretty bummed I never got to see Saul. Jesus fucking Christ.
Seesaw.
Yeah. Never got to see Slayer with Jeff. So but
Yeah, that's one you missed.
Man, it sucks.
there's
being,
so many it's
I was
so
gonna
many,
say,
you know,
yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's
We're
tons of tours I wish I would have been able to catch.
We're about 30, so it's like we're getting old now, sort of, but we've also missed out on some good stuff in the 90s because we were too young.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's why it would be cool, you know, if Rob did, you know, do a few more fight shows, just because a lot of people did miss us, you know, and never even got a chance to see us or heard of us back then.
Right. And now with the internet, I mean, people look at bands and then they go explore other members' projects. So Fight is way more accessible, I feel like.
Yeah,
No.
you know, and back then, dude, like video quality sucked.
Yeah.
Like all the shit that I videotaped back then looks like garbage and sounds like garbage.
Yeah.
My camera sucked.
Did you supply Pantera any footage for their home videos with
No,
your camera?
no, I didn't. I still have like a copy of them playing the sports arena here in Toledo
Mm-hmm.
back in like 93, 94. Like I got the whole show from like right in front of the stage. And Phil even pulled me up on stage at one point and I filmed the whole crowd. And
Yeah.
it's a really killer copy. Like I need to get it to him just so he has it for whatever, you know?
Right. Um, I'm sure you've heard Dimebag's um, girlfriend
Rita?
recently. Rita. She just gave her blessing for a Pantera reunion tour with Rex and Zach Wild, and I don't know who they said would play drums. Do you remember?
I don't know.
I don't remember that, but um, what what are your thoughts on that? Do you think
Well, I was
now it's
pissed.
kind of too late? I mean, I know Vinny was like adamantly, no, we'll never do it because
Right.
there was still kind of the grudge there, even though
Well,
he's good,
I
but
was pissed that I missed the Pantera fucking set that Phil did on the Slayer tour. I missed it. I was bummed I missed that.
oh man,
I saw some videos from the last show they did out in, I think it was in Vegas or wherever, and he sounded phenomenal. Like, I think he's sober, he's cleaned up his shit, and the band sounded great. He sounded great. So I'm bummed I missed it. So you're not the only one, man.
Yeah. Sobriety helps.
yeah. Phil just did we'll grind that axe
Yeah,
with
I saw that a couple weeks
with the
ago.
illegals in Japan for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Sounded great. I mean, it was just like cell phone video, but I mean, you could still tell his voice was there.
Yeah.
I don't know how Rob put up with me back when Fight was together because I was a pretty big train wreck.
Oh yeah.
And Rob had already been sober for a few years when he put Fight together, and yeah, I was a train wreck.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like like when we flew from Japan to Australia, they made the mistake of upgrading me to first class.
Oh
And
no.
dude, I was dinging that buzzer fucking every 2 minutes. Woo! Give me another drink, ding. Give me another drink. Dude, I puked all over first class. Like like they're landing the plane and my feet are hanging out of the bathroom.
Oh,
And I'm
Wow.
and I'm going through customs in Australia covered in puke.
oh no, man.
Yeah.
Oh, oh,
So yeah, I don't know how Rob put up with me. I'm coming up on my 3 years of sobriety, April 6th.
right on. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks. And it would be nice if we did a few shows just so I could enjoy him sober too.
Yeah.
You know, but you never know. You know, crazier things have happened. You never know. We might do a show sometime down the road, hopefully before all of us get too old. But I mean, look at the Stones; they're out on tour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Still.
that's a fucking
Again.
Are they sober? I don't know. I don't even know if they're sober,
I don't even know
man.
what
I don't know if they're sober, but
they gotta be 90.
Yeah.
All of
yeah.
them.
You saw Metallica had to cancel some of their festival stops for
Hetfield.
Hetfield's. He had mandatory sobriety weekends or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they had to cancel Sonic Temple in Columbus, and they were supposed to play Friday and Sunday at that
Oh wow.
that show. Yeah. So a lot of people are angry, and others are kind of like, well, I mean, it's his sobriety, it's his health. It's
I mean,
let it
you
go.
gotta take care of yourself. You know, I mean, there's only so much you can do.
Right.
I support him getting healthy. It's one thing for him to cancel for sobriety or to cancel because he's like, nah, it falls on this day and fuck you guys. You know.
Well, they didn't know that before they booked it.
Well, the lineup came out like months ago because Metallica was headlining all the major U.S. festivals. So you got Sonic Temple, Louder Than Life, Rocklahoma,
Welcome to Rockville.
Welcome to Rockville, and
Wow,
Louder Than Life.
I already said Louder Than Life. Something else. I can't remember the other one. But anyway,
and they were headlining all of them, huh?
Yeah.
they were headlining
Crazy.
both nights. They were headlining on Friday and Sunday on every show.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So I mean, you pay a weekend ticket and you get to see Metallica twice. So you're paying like $200 to see Metallica twice. One of the best deals you'll ever fucking get.
Yeah, especially these days.
And because the last time I saw Metallica, it was last year in Cincinnati, and it was cold as fuck. God damn, it was. We had the Arctic blast hit Ohio. It was like -40. It was so fucking cold, like standing outside waiting to get inside the venue. But it was worth every goddamn minute because they were phenomenal. They were killer live. They sounded great. They pulled out some deep cuts. They played Phantom Lord live. When the fuck did they ever play Phantom Lord live? I don't even know if they played that during Kill 'Em All. So it was great to see them. Actually, I think the show that they played, it was on. It was Cliff Burton's dad. It was his birthday. I think he just turned like 92 or some shit. He just passed away about a month or two ago.
Oh wow.
So
crazy.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
But yeah, Metallica was phenomenal.
You know, they keep saying, you know, Metallica did that festival up on Belle Isle up in Michigan, on the island up there. Mm-hmm. And they keep saying that they were gonna like do it again or make like a thing out of it because they had like all the different areas set up by each band member. Like Hetfield had like all of his cars and motorcycles out there that you could look at. Kurt Hammett had like all of his horror movie stuff, even had like some actors and actresses like signing photographs there. I mean, they had all kinds of cool shit up there.
They should do that, like the Summer Sanitarium, but like make one stop, like with like a museum of each band member's.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, there was a lot of cool shit there to check out. All kinds of cool shit.
Kirk Hammett's got his horror collection is so
insane.
And he's got some deep cuts on some fucking horror. And I'm a huge horror fan. I love the old 70s, the cheesy fucking shit that would not survive being released today. I love that shit. And so does it's fucking great.
I thought he was writing a horror movie.
He was I thought he was doing something with Slash. Or maybe Slash did his own thing or something like that. This is just based off of shit I've read on the internet. So.
Do you guys ever like check out any of the like Days of the Dead conventions around there? I know like sometimes they do it down in Louisville and like Indianapolis. Any of those?
I've never been. We got there's a
Horror
Hound, I think.
Oh yeah.
Comes to Cincinnati. One year I wanted to go because Bruce Campbell was out there, but
nice.
I heard he was charging like $75 for a picture, and I was like, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah. They kill you at those.
Yeah, I'm like, I like Bruce, but I don't like him that much.
Yeah, I went to the one and Clive Barker was there, which was really cool.
Oh man.
Really?
Yeah. He was there, and then like all the people that played all the Cenobites from Hellraiser were there. Yeah, there was a bunch of people there. It was super cool. He had a bunch of his artwork for sale.
Damn.
Fucking Hellraiser. Hellraiser's such a classic.
Yeah.
The thing that makes me laugh every time I watch Hellraiser is when the woman's like putting the cube together or whatever, and the Hellraiser's like watching her. He's like, "No, don't do that." I fucking laugh every time. I'm like, dude, you couldn't do anything better than that. Come on, man. it's so cheesy, but it's so good.
Yeah, that's a classic for sure. That's one of my all-time favorites is the Hellraisers, the early ones.
Yeah.
So like you like horror movies, obviously, but do you go check out like haunted attractions locally, or anywhere?
Like here and there, not real big. Like I was talking about the Days of the Dead, I do those a lot because some of my dudes help run it, so I'll go and judge the tattoo contest there
Mm-hmm.
and hang out and whatnot.
That's
But
cool.
yeah, I mean I check out a couple things here locally around the Halloween season.
Right. Have you been to Horror Acres, or no, not Horror Acres. Sorry, the Haunted Hoochie in Columbus, Pataskala?
Uh-uh.
Oh man, they are
Good
wild down
stuff.
there.
It's
They-
really good.
yeah, I mean he adds a new like huge scene every year. He's got an airplane fuselage on this farm, and they do a scene in there, and he just keeps adding to it every year. It's wild. The special effects are out of control. They've had several groups try to shut him down because of how graphic it is. I mean, there's a suicide.
Oh yeah.
The first thing you see is a suicide right in the beginning. It's
And blows his fucking brains out with a gun.
yeah.
See his shit spread all over the fucking window and shit, and you're
Yeah.
like,
It's just like
oh,
red
shit.
water, splashed on the
Oh.
other side of a window, and it rolls down. So I mean,
It's fucking cool though.
but people are freaking out like, oh my god.
And what's the name of that one?
That is the Haunted Hoochie.
The Haunted Hoochie. I have to remember that.
Yeah, it's
Or-
in.
Come Halloween season.
Dead Acres, whatever.
Yeah, it's interchangeable. Dead Acres, the Haunted Hoochie.
It's in Columbus. So.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely keep an eye out for it. We'll have to road trip down there to check it out.
Yeah, it's a good time.
I want to meet up with JJ and get tattoos and talk fight.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come visit your shop, man.
Do you,
I'm always here.
do you still have any of the fight like merch or anything or?
You got a
No,
closet of
but-
t-shirts we can buy.
Actually, I just printed up like a couple new ones, just for the hell of it.
Boom.
Uh-oh.
Well, we're interested if you.
They're real. Yeah, it's real limited, but I mean, I'll hook you guys up
Oh man, it's on.
because they're not. I'm not selling them or nothing. Like I've made it like a couple for friends and whatnot.
Oh man, we'll pay for them. We don't care.
No,
We'll
no.
pay for the shipping, whatever you want, dude. We'll hook it up.
Autograph it. Make it out to us. Your podcast fucking rules.
You got the best podcast ever, man.
So I want to talk about your background vocals
Okay.
on Fight. So was that something Halford talked about when the whole Fight thing came about, or did it just when you guys started writing, you just started doing it and they're like, oh holy shit, that sounds good, we'll keep it?
We recorded the first album in Amsterdam, and just to throw that out there. Oh, guess who was in the studio? The same studio as us. Kaja Gugu.
Oh,
Now,
man.
I don't know if you know who that is. The Too Shy to Shy did.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I got
He
it.
was there.
know
Talk
the song
about a
enough,
goofball. But well, anyway, so we were recording the album, and Rob was like, "Hey, I want you to sing this part," and I'm like, "All right." And then he'd be like, "Hey, I want you to sing this part too," and I was like, "All right, cool," and it just kept going where he would want me to like sing, some of the stuff on it, which I thought was cool. really wasn't planning on it. It just kind of happened that way.
Oh man.
So in Cyanide, were you also singing, or I mean, how did Rob know that you had a voice?
Yeah, yeah, I would sing like some stuff, here and there. I don't remember. That's kind of a blur. So I think I sang some of the backup stuff in Cyanide. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, is Cyanide on YouTube or anything? Do you know? We'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I I think somebody posted some of it. I don't know.
Yeah, because some of your background vocals on Fight, like the song that always sticks with me is Contortion. So, which is you got a huge part in that,
Yeah, yeah.
which is one of the best songs on the whole album. That opening riff, I crank that motherfucker up every time I hear it. So,
Yeah, that had a cool groove, definitely. Yeah, it's crazy that uh I met this dude online, this dude Mike that I'm now friends with that does a fight tribute out in LA.
Whoa, damn.
And yeah, and I actually went out and played a couple tunes with them the last show they did, which was cool.
yeah.
And but yeah, like having a fight tribute band, I was like, holy shit. I would have never thought I would have seen the day that there'd be a fight tribute.
That's how you know you've made it, man. You put out
See,
something
I
that
was like, you know
resonates.
what? I finally made it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how we feel right now having you on the show. Like we feel like, all right, we got JJ fucking Brown on this. This is awesome. Hearing
Oh, thank
these
you. I
stories is
appreciate
just
that.
this is fucking great.
I really appreciate that. I appreciate you guys having me on, talking some metal. It's super cool.
So
See what you got going on now.
so so what do you got going on now as far musically? I know you got the tattoo shop and everything, and um, is it just the Beastie Boys thing or
And the White Zombie
the White
cover
Zombie
band.
thing, or you got anything else going on?
Uh, you know, I'll have to send you guys some of like the vent stuff that I did with Brian, like back in early like 2000. And we actually did some other stuff that was called GPS, Glass Pipe Suicide. And there's actually a video on YouTube. I know it's on my channel. The few videos that are on there. Uh, we shot a video for a song called Drink and Drive, and we actually did a 12-step video on how to drink and drive.
Oh my
Oh shit!
god.
And I even made up shirts back then that said, how they had the Mad Mothers Against Drunk Drivers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I made up some damn shirts that was Drunks Against Mad Mothers.
Yes.
But now that I'm sober, I don't so much push that stuff
Yeah.
because yeah, but it's still like the drink and drive video is really fucking funny. Like we were driving around drinking in a Hummer like all night filming, me and Brian. And it's a really cool tune also. But I'll send you guys some of the vent stuff, which was super cool. That was with Tim Radswell was playing drums. His son Joey is playing guitar for Sacred Reich now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Joey Radswell. But yeah, Tim played drums on the vent stuff along with our buddy Don, who was also from up in Minnesota. And that was some really cool shit that we did like way back when. How that never got signed, I don't know, because that was some really cool shit.
Wow. So,
But I think I'm gonna put like a website together with a bunch of just like shit that I never released and just leave it out there so if people want to check it out they can.
Please do.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, because I got a bunch of solo shit that because I've had a recording studio in my house for probably a good 20 years and have done a bunch of stuff by myself. So yeah, there's a bunch of different shit that I've done that, if people want to check it out, they can, and maybe they'll like some of it. Who knows?
I'm most definitely interested.
Yeah, for sure. So you and Brian are still real close.
Well, Brian kind of disappeared for a few years. Uh, like he just didn't. He has no social media like presence at all online.
Mm.
Like he don't do any of that. And like I left him messages and text him and like I hadn't heard from him in at least 4 years. And then recently he just texted me like in the past few months. Like I texted him, I was like, hey, like Merry Christmas or something. I think it was Merry Christmas. And he texted me back and I was like, holy shit, like he's alive. But I would love to get back doing music with him. He is so freaking talented. Like it's unbelievable. The writing that he does is insane.
Yeah. So out of the guys in fight, I mean, besides Brian, like when's the last time you actually had like an interaction with the rest of the guys, whether it be Russ or Mark, Scott, Rob, whoever?
I talked to Scott the last Priest tour when they were up in Detroit. I took my nephew to, and I talked to him then. And it's been a little while for Rob, and then Russ I seen not too long ago, doing the shows with the Steel Panther guys. And Mark, I haven't talked to him in a while, but like I'll message him here and there, and he'll say what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's out doing like a bunch of shit for Monster Energy. I think. Like,
Oh, okay.
I think he is. Like the last time I talked to him, I think he was out like doing some stuff for some of their tours or whatever, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Like Scott is a phenomenal drummer. I think he's the most underrated drummer in all of metal. But that's just my opinion.
It's so crazy watching him play. Like when he plays, it doesn't even look like he's trying to play. He just like does it. It's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm biased as fuck. When it comes to Priest, I always throw a Priest guy up there. But no. This guy's number one. Halford's the best singer. Glenn Tipton's the best guitar player. No, you're fucking wrong. So I'm one of those guys. But I truly do believe that Scott is the most underrated drummer. Because I mean, he gets a lot of credit for Painkiller, but that's about it. And that's not dissing Painkiller. Painkiller is phenomenal. I mean, to me, and I've said this plenty of times on the show, and I've said it to a lot of people. I think Painkiller is the most complete metal album of all time, and I will fight that to the day I die.
Yeah, that's a good album for sure. I agree.
But like whenever people talk about Priest, it's always, oh yeah, Painkiller. I'm like, man, they got a lot of better shit than just Painkiller. So.
Oh yeah.
But I think he's an incredible drummer. So Pogue's a drummer.
Yeah.
That's exaggerating. I used to play a little bit. I never got anywhere, but I just play in the basement and I just put my earphones in and listen to the song, try to play along to it. I wasn't too bad, but
He's pretty fucking good. Don't let him talk to you like that.
All right. No.
Those are the guys that are usually good. The ones that say they're not good are usually the good ones. It's the guy that goes, yeah, I'm badass. You got to watch out for.
Yeah.
No, I'd never say that.
I'm putting Pogue on the spot right now. Who are your drum influences?
Vinnie Paul,
Nice.
Chris Adler, fuck man, Lars. I grew up on Lars. I can't help it, man.
Don't be like that. Lars is great.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Don't be a blabbermouth bitch. You're good.
Oh, well, I grew up on. I remember the first Metallica album I got attached to was Master of Puppets, and that was in like '97, so it had already been out since what, 86, yeah. So
Or 84.
wasn't doing too bad for fucking 7 years old. Yeah, I think it's. Would you say 5?
I just said
there, yeah.
top, whatever.
Yeah, I like groovy shit, man. So Vinnie Paul is up there for me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's killer.
Right on.
I mean, I know you talked about Gene being your top bass influence. Do you have any others that you really like?
I don't know. Let me see. Other bass players that I like.
Or guitar players, whoever.
Or guitar players.
Yeah.
You know, I like a lot of the classical stuff, like Hendrix, Led Zeppelin. Like any of those old school guys are killer,
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear those jackals in the background?
I can. It's okay.
It's all right.
It's okay.
They're laughing at us. It's all good.
It's a laugh track for us.
Yeah.
No problem, man.
We got an audience.
See, I can barely hear them because I got headphones in, so
Oh no.
I couldn't tell if. I figured if I can hear them with headphones, you guys can probably hear them.
Yeah, we can. It's fine though. It's no big deal.
But yeah, so if anybody wants to come up to the shop, it's Permanently Scarred, Perfectly Pierced up in Ohio, Toledo. But now we're kind of switching over. It's called Permanent Skin Artistry now, but online it's still Permanently Scarred, Perfectly Pierced. So if y'all want to check it out, you can.
And I guess the last thing we got for you, and time to put you on the spot, is your top 5 albums.
Top 5 albums. Okay, let's see here.
Any genre doesn't matter.
You don't even have to put them in order. So
Okay, so my first one is Skinny Puppy, Cleanse, Fold, and Manipulate.
Mm-hmm.
Kiss, Double Platinum. Let's see. Fuck, I gotta name 2 more. Holy shit.
you got to name 3 more.
Yeah, I got 3, man.
Oh shit, really? Man, I threw an extra finger in there somewhere. Okay, so oh man. Fuck. Slayer, South of Heaven. Yeah. Oh, let's go with
In your face.
Metallica's Ride the Lightning, maybe.
Good choice.
And one more. Let's see. The first Faith No More album.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah, I like Mike Patton. Mike Patton's an awesome vocalist.
He's fucking incredible. And I'm not a big Faith No More fan. Like I respect them musically, but Mike Patton, he's fucking phenomenal. He's really good. So
yeah, I love the Mr. Bungle stuff.
Yeah. So if I had to choose my top 5, Painkiller is definitely number 1 for me. White Zombie, Devil's Music, Killswitch Engage, Live or Just Breathing. That album changed my fucking life. Then I got Slayer, Show No Mercy, and 5, fuck me. Probably Black Sabbath's Master of Reality.
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
So that's an incredible album. That's my top 5. So
That's a good one.
let Pogue look up his on Spotify.
No, I feel like
Yeah, come on. Let's hear it.
I feel like I had a list already, but I'm gonna say my first is Pantera's Vulgar Display of Power.
Nice.
Obviously, I know everyone knows Walk. That's I think
Fucking Hostile.
yeah,
That's my shit.
fucking Hostile, Mouth for War,
All that shit. It's crazy.
by Demons Be Driven. That's
Yeah.
shit. I had a whole damn list because I think we've done this before, right? We ask almost everybody.
Yeah, you get put on the spot. You can't
Right,
fucking
yeah.
think of nothing, man.
Yep, exactly. Yep, because you were
Yeah.
doing it, and I was like, he's gonna ask me. I know it. This fucking guy. Let's see. Lamb of God's. Late. Oh, the fuck. Ashes. Yeah. Ashes of
Oh,
the.
that's sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Killer album.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Metallica's Master of Puppets. What's that damn song?
That one. That one's a good
yeah,
one.
that one. Yep.
Yeah. Clap, clap.
No, the Back to the Front.
Oh,
Fucking
Disposable Heroes.
Disposable Heroes, my
Yeah.
fucking favorite song on that album. Damn it, man, damn you. I like Throwdown's Deathless. I can listen to that front to back. A lot of people give them shit because it's kind of a sidestep from their hardcore straight edge, and they went a little bit more metal and groove.
It sounds a lot like Pantera.
Yeah,
I actually
yeah.
just listened to that today.
Who is that?
It's Throwdown. The album's called Deathless.
Oh, yeah? I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. And one more. Shit. Oh, Fit for an Autopsy's Absolute Hell. Absolute Hope, Absolute Hell. I don't know if you heard of them, but they're a deathcore band. And that album really got me into deathcore. I think it came out, what, 5 years ago?
Yeah, give it.
Yeah, 2015. Yeah, so I've been heavy into deathcore lately. Bands like Thy Art Is Murder and Whitechapel, yeah. Carnifex. So
Yeah, I'll have to check some of those out.
Well, I think that's all we got, man. So
yeah, we really appreciate you coming on the show, JJ.
Definitely. Again, thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
uh,
Fellow Ohioans.
Yes, sir.
that's right. Since you're up northern Ohio, you don't root for that team up north, do you?
You know what, dude? I don't do any sports.
See?
That's a good answer.
No sports, no religion, and no government.
Oh man, damn it, man.
All right, we're gonna have this guy on the show again.
Yeah, we'll have you come back because I know you just followed me, but yeah, that's kind of my stick. He's the metal, and I'm the militia part, and obviously I'm anti all things government. So yeah, we'll have you back on. We can talk about that for sure. We can go on another hour and a half.
Well, I appreciate you guys' time. I hope you guys stay warm down there in southern Ohio.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
for
for
sure,
sure,
man. We're bundling up down here.
Yep.
Yeah,
Spring's
you
right
and me
around the
both. Yeah,
corner,
that's
man.
what I keep telling myself. Just a little bit longer.
So we'll definitely try to come up to see you guys in the White Zombie thing, for sure.
Yeah, let me know if you guys do.
So I love.
May 30th. We're there.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. All right.
But thank you for your time. We appreciate the stories. Those are fucking incredible stories. So, we hope everybody listening enjoyed it. So, thank you again, man. We appreciate it.
Right on. You guys have a great evening.
All right, you too. Thanks.
man.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.